let's take audiences back a little bit. Where is Caroline from?
All right. So Caroline is from France. I was born in France and I moved to the US about 17 years ago. So I grew up in France until I was 21 and then I met someone and I decided to come to New York and learn English and see what life has in store for me.
What made you want to become a chef?
It's actually quite an unusual story. I didn't really choose. It came to me. I was actually in London. I was into fashion at that time, and for some reason, I had a dream that wouldn't kind of like an insomnia, and it wouldn't let me fall asleep until I draw a menu, food, a restaurant. So I had a whole thing designed, and it was going on for a week like that. And I thought, this is so strange. I love food, but to the point of cooking, it wasn't really something I really thought of. And long story short, I went back to France and I decided to give it a shot. So I went back to school because I already finished school. I went to university. So it was really a late start. I think I was about 20 and I loved it. I had my diploma in a year, and then that's how it started.
Before coming on Vanderpump Villa, what were you kind of doing before that?
I was doing a lot of things. I call myself an artist and entrepreneur. So I was actually a private chef. I during the pandemic, I did my own business. I actually, from my skills as a chef, as a intuitive chef, and also wanting to, kind of, I don't know, look into things in a different approach. I felt like food is healing, and I wanted to do something because at that time you couldn't really meet anyone. So I actually created a skincare. So all that together, this is pretty much. I mean, I had restaurant, I was managing, I had businesses, and I've always done a lot of things. So that was my thing before Vanderpump Villa.
How did you hear about Vanderpump Villa, and what was that process like for you?
I was actually at home and I was really dreaming of wanting to be on a show for cooking. It was always a dream of mine because during the pandemic, I was actually doing videos from home. I was at some point during the pandemic, I was in France and I was by myself in my studio in Paris. And so I started doing videos to kind of entertain myself, my friend, and everybody loved it. And my friends started cooking and they were like, it sounds so easy. It seems so easy when you cook. And that's what I want to inspire people with, to show that it's easy. It's not that complex. I mean, of course, there's a whole work behind, but really cooking when you're passionate is easy. And that's what I wanted to show. Uh, so I really wanted to be on a show at some point about cooking because I felt like I could really inspire people. And I have a very unusual touch is that I cook in high heels. And the reason is, I mean, first, I love high heels. I love being sexy and dressing and fashion. And it just makes me feel so good when I cook on high heel. I feel like I give something special to the food. There's a whole energy. And I've had message since Vanderpump Villa of women reaching out to me and telling me that I'm inspiring them because it's such a tough world. I feel like being in a kitchen with men, and so I wanted to soften that field a bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. I love that a lot. What was it like kind of getting the call that you were going to be on the show?
It's magical. To be honest, it's magical. It's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't think anybody can really explain the feeling beside being like, wow. I mean, that's what really there's a moment of like, is it real? What am I getting myself into? Because it's not just cooking, it's a reality show, and you don't have that much information, because that's the beauty of the reality show, to be spontaneous. So I'm a very adventurous in life, and I feel like every opportunities are always good to take. And I was in for the challenge. You don't know who you're gonna cook with. You don't know who's gonna be your teammate. You don't really know much. The only thing is, all right, you're going to France in a week. Be ready. And I mean, what else could I have asked for, to be in France, where I was born and where I'm passionate about? And I felt like it was such the right call. It's almost like the universe heard you, and you're just like, all right, this is really your moment. Because funny enough, before I got the phone call, about 3 days before I got the phone call, I was, like home, and I was thinking, oh, it was about August, and I thought, I really want to go to France in September. I don't know how, why, and how I'm gonna do it. And sure enough, 3 days later, I got a phone call. Hey, you might be cast for this, and if you can, I mean, they answer to my casting, and there was possibility that I might go to France. So I was like, wow, it's incredible. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. I mean, and with the best in the industry, Lisa Vanderpump. I mean, it's almost surreal, but it's such a beautiful feeling.
What
And
was
also
that?
a lot of I have such high standard, and I know Lisa has really beautiful high standard, and it's like, oh, pressure is full on, but I'll make it good. I'll make it good.
What was it like meeting Lisa for the first time?
Lisa is a woman that has something magic in her eyes. And I remember the first time I met her, it's there's not a lot of people that impress me. I don't remember someone that impressed me or intimidate me or something, but Lisa has something so, I don't know, it's almost like big. And you just like look into her eyes, and you just like, whoa, there's a whole world behind those eyes. And it just, I mean, for me, I was very sensitive to it. But what I really loved when I met her is I felt like she was so real, you know? There's something so genuine, so real. And I was like, I know she's the right person for me. Because again, you get into a reality show, you don't know much, and it's a big challenge to take, especially for me as a professional, and it's my passion, it's my career. And you don't know what you're gonna what can happen. It can be good, it can be not good. But once I met her, I was like, wow, she is so impressive, and I know I'm in the right hands.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most impressive things about me watching the show so far is her care for people, right? She has
Huh?
that level of, yeah, she wants things done a certain way, but when you peel back those layers of just expectations, she has that soft voice and tenderness and care for the people that are working for her, right?
She is exactly what you describe and more. She is really, I don't know, I feel like she's from another world. She's absolutely magical. She it's impressive. This woman she's a genius. She has a beautiful heart. She has a beautiful soul, and she is exactly what you describe. And it's very refreshing. It's very good.
Yeah, because I mean, it could be very scary. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
Lisa Vanderpump, but it's like, but knowing that the sincerity that comes off on the screen is what was off screen as well. But what was kind of the atmosphere like upon entering the chateau?
um, it was actually really, I had a lot of fun, to be honest. I mean, I was tired many times because it's a lot of, you know, screaming at time, but like I said, I mean, I love the challenge. I love meeting new people. Um I'm always curious. So for me, I took every day as a great opportunity, and I felt like I was blessed. Of course, at time you have certain feelings. I mean, you're dealing with different things, and a burnt croissant and someone reacting to it, and all those things, and you're like, wait, what? I mean, I've done all this in my life to have someone to like be upset because I forgot the croissant, but it's at some point you take it with a pinch of salt and you're just like, all right, let me show you what I have in store for you, you know?
Absolutely. Who did you kind of befriend early on in the process?
I really felt I mean, I was attracted to Hannah and Telly. They were my roommate actually in the beginning. Yeah. And so we were sharing the same room. And so, yeah, I just felt like I loved their bubbly energy. And it was kind of like, I don't know, I was attracted to it. So they were, I mean, obviously, Anthony, he was, I mean, I was with him 24/7. So I think we gravitate around each other pretty quickly. I mean, I think we had the same energy, he and I, like the same goal, the same passion. And the thing is, we had so much friend jokes, and there was such a yeah, there was things that were like very unique that we had.
So, talking about the show a little bit, did you kind of expect the drama to start as fast as it did?
I want to say yes and no because it's like, I mean, I'm all for the drama. I think it's exciting in life, Um, but obviously, I wasn't expecting to have um, a couple. I mean, exes in the house, so it can go it can go different ways, But yes, in some ways, I don't know. I went in without any expectation, I went in to like really be part of it and do my job as best as I could to not disappoint Lisa. That was my main goal. And the thing is, when I feel drama, I want to participate because I feel like I have kind of this thing in common with Lisa where I want to support, I want to coach somebody, I want to help you. It's kind of like a motherly sister kind of vibe I feel I have in my heart. And also I was the oldest of the girls, so it's kind of like a thing I kind of done really early on.
For sure, I get that. In episode 4, we saw Marciano kind of speak out against Chef Anthony, and you really quickly came to his defense, which I was very impressed with. You weren't shy to defend Chef Anthony. What was that moment kind of like for you?
Well, for me, is the thing is, if something is wrong, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not one person to just sit back and say, "Oh yeah, it's cool." I just can't. I don't like injustice. And the thing is, if you're attacking Anthony, you're attacking me at the same time. So I have to stand up for the kitchen. And at the end, I know that without me, without Anthony, without us, you don't have a job. So it's like, what are you even talking about? One thing that was bothering me at that moment is that we were in front of guests. So I felt like you are kind of like putting us in a wrong spot because we're supposed to like really show good face in front of the guests. So that's what I needed to rectify this and also stand up for the kitchen. I mean, while everybody's having fun with the guests, we're in the kitchen all day long, which is our job. But for you to take this opportunity to say the chef, oh no, 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 it's not gonna go well with me.
And of course, that came full circle in this past week's episode where we kind of see Lisa put Marciano in his place a little bit and put him in the back of the kitchen to work under Chef Anthony and work alongside of you guys. What was the atmosphere like when that was revealed?
Well, I mean, I think we all enjoyed it, you know. I think we all enjoyed it. I think it was an important message for Marciano to get. Because, you're the lead server at some point, it's good to be humbled a little bit. So I think we all enjoyed it. And to be honest, personally, for me, I was happy to have someone else in the kitchen. Like, it was nice to, I mean, I love Anthony, but it was kind of nice to have this kind of dynamic. I took it playfully at the beginning. I mean, we don't see it, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. He deserved it.
I mean, of course yeah, of course. But I just love that atmosphere. It was just funny because you're right. Like, actions have consequences, and you, as you see that with Lisa, it does. What are some of the favorite things that you and Chef Anthony kind of cooked up for the guest?
To be honest, I think we've really loved everything we've done. And it's hard to just pick one. I mean, I think we got emotional quite a few times about a certain dish we made, because it's just like, you're not by yourself creating something. It's two person that didn't know each other, that come from a different background. I'm a private chef, he's a chef in a restaurant, and it's like we can merge that and like really create something beautiful. And it's at time it's kind of like a piece of art. At time you see the plate unfold, and it just, there's some emotion that really rise. So, and also, I mean, we cooked a lot of dish. I would say about maybe 140 dish in the whole season. So of course we have preferences, but I think everything was really special and unique. And sometimes it was even the most simplest dish that, I mean, like a millefeuille. We've done a millefeuille, and once we finished it, I don't know, I got emotional. And he had the same moment with another dish, and it was just like the preparation, the love, everything we put in it. So it's just sometimes the most simplest dish, we just had some emotion that were taking over us, because it was everything that was surrounding us. It was the energy. I guess it was the love we were pouring. It was the thing we had to be together doing this. And yeah, there's something magical. It's like a forehand dish somehow, and it's not everybody can do that. I mean, I don't think so.
All right, so we recently saw the 5th episode recently here. What can audiences expect from the second half? Without spoilers, we're not going to spoil anything for anything, but what kind of audiences kind of expect from the second half of Vanderpump Villa?
I think you might see some personalities unfold, maybe some romance, definitely more dish. And yeah, I think that's pretty much, I mean, beautiful decor, adventures, and surprises. I said a lot of surprises. And you'll discover personalities.
What's it been like watching the show back?
Amazing. It's like, it's so fun, because you know exactly what's happening and you watch yourself. And I mean, personally, I know it's easy for me to say because I'm in the show, but honestly, I absolutely love the show. I think it's so entertaining. It's real. And there's a real work behind, everybody was really working. So it's like, yeah, there's the drama, but there's so much into every single person job. And I love the story. I mean, I've laughed at time. I've really crack up. Like I watch it and I'm just like crying, laughing, crying. Like the croissant gate was making me, like, I've really cried laughing. It was so funny because I didn't know that the fire alarm went on. I didn't know that it was literally smoking in the whole house. And, there's also things like Andre made me laugh a lot in the confessional. And there's a lot of things that I didn't know. Or even Eric. Eric made me laugh so much, So it's really interesting.
Yeah, watching some of the like after credits things where we see Eric, like this past week, we saw Eric like riding the broom like a witch. I was just like, this guy is a hoot, man. He makes me laugh. So, what's something you learned about your time on the show, about yourself?
Um, Something I learned. Huh. Well, I mean, that's a very good question. I learned that I think my heart is always expanding, and I knew that, but I learned how resilient I was, and also I don't know. I mean, I really have so much love for the cast, to be honest. Although we fight, we disagree, we dysfunctional, but I learn. I mean, how much I love what I do, because you do what you do, and you see people loving it, but I don't know, watching it and seeing it, it's a whole different level. And I loved my cast when I was in the chateau, but also when I watch, I love them even more because there's so much that unfold. That it's a unique experience that nobody can. I mean, we are very fortunate to experience. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I will say that.
What's next for Carolyn?
What's the next? Well, I'm hoping that we going to another chateau and we make even more beauty, and that's what I'm hoping for.
Caroline, that's all I've got for you. Thank you so much. You were
Thank
great. I
you so
love you
much.
on the show. The show's been fantastic, and thank you for your time today.
I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate that you enjoy it because it means a lot for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you
been
for your time as
fantastic.
well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yes, thank you. You too.